Pope Francis, a transformative leader in the modern world. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, is the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church and the first Pope from the Americas, the first Jesuit Pope, and the first non-European Pope in over 1,200 years. He was elected to the papacy on March 13, 2013, following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI, a rare and historic event in modern Catholic history. Before becoming Pope, Francis served as the Archbishop of Buenos Aires and was known for his humility, deep spirituality, and commitment to social justice. As a Jesuit priest, he took a vow of poverty and lived a simple life, often taking public transportation and cooking his own meals. These traits remained central to his identity even after he assumed the papacy. Upon becoming Pope, he chose the name Francis in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi, reflecting his commitment to humility, peace, and care for the poor and the environment. This symbolic choice immediately signaled a shift in tone and focus for the Vatican. Unlike many of his predecessors, Pope Francis declined to live in the traditional papal apartment and instead resides in a modest guesthouse within the Vatican, a powerful gesture reflecting his dedication to simplicity and accessibility. Key themes of his papacy: 1. Social justice and the poor. One of Pope Francis's central messages is the preferential option for the poor. He has continuously advocated for marginalized communities and called on governments and institutions to address economic inequality, hunger, and homelessness. He criticizes the global economic system that, in his words, kills by placing profit over people. 2. Environmental stewardship. In 2015, Pope Francis released his landmark encyclical Laudato Si', which called for urgent action on climate change and ecological degradation. He framed environmental issues as moral and spiritual concerns, urging people of all faiths to take responsibility for the planet. This document was praised internationally and marked one of the most significant religious endorsements of environmental protection. 3. Interfaith dialogue and peace. Pope Francis has been an outspoken advocate for peace and interfaith dialogue. He has made historic visits to countries with significant Muslim, Jewish, and Eastern Orthodox populations, often emphasizing mutual respect, dialogue over division, and the shared values of compassion and justice. 4. Church reform and transparency. The Pope has worked toward modernizing and reforming the Catholic Church, addressing internal issues such as sexual abuse, financial corruption, and bureaucratic inefficiencies. Though his efforts have faced resistance within the Vatican, he remains committed to creating a more transparent, accountable, and compassionate church. 5. Progressive tone on social issues. While maintaining Catholic doctrine, Pope Francis has adopted a more inclusive and empathetic tone toward groups historically marginalized by the Church, such as the LGBTQ+ community, divorced individuals, and people living in non-traditional family structures. His famous quote, "Who am I to judge?" regarding gay individuals signaled a more pastoral and less judgmental approach that resonated with many worldwide. Global impact and legacy. Pope Francis has been recognized globally as a moral voice for the 21st century, transcending religious boundaries. He has been named Time magazine's Person of the Year, 2013, and has addressed the U.S. Congress, the United Nations, and other major international platforms. He is widely respected for blending spiritual authority with social relevance, and for encouraging the world to focus on compassion, unity, and responsible leadership. Despite challenges and criticisms, including opposition from conservative factions within the Church, Pope Francis remains one of the most influential spiritual and moral figures of our time. His leadership has reshaped the papacy and positioned the Catholic Church as a voice for peace, justice, and environmental care in a rapidly changing world.